All right, Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all praises and glories due Kwahala, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kwakadash. Double honors, much love and respect to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. And honors and salutations to all you Akim all around the world that's doing this work in sincerity and in truth. And shalom to the few sisters listening in silence to the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua. Here it is. The brother sent me this article, and we've been talking about this for many years now, and now it's starting to come to pass. All right, DJ Trump, you know, he's already setting the mood already. All right, and not to mention that he's already initiated the National Guard to be deployed in 19 states, but also here in Boston. You know, and I got this article. The article says Boston's mayor bracing for potential National Guard deployment. Okay. So we already know the Boston mayor is Michelle Wu. And here it is, she's bracing for it for a potential National Guard deployment. Which, going back years ago, during the so called pandemic, you already had the National Guards on the streets already, holding automatic weapons. All right. So the National Guard was already on the streets already, deployed years ago. Okay. So this is no different. All right. And that's during the time of the president's whatever, when DJ Trump was still in office. His his several months in office, you know. But here it is, he's back again in office. And he's gonna do the same exact thing. So he's gonna pick up where he left off, so to say. So I'll just read a little bit of the article, um then I'll just get into the scriptures. That'll be that. Video won't be too long. All right, it says Boston Mayor Michelle Wu said Tuesday that her administration is actively preparing for the Trump administration to attempt to send the National Guard into Boston. We are following what's happening in other cities around the country very closely. Wu told Manarchi Egan, the co-host of GBS Boston Public Radio, when Aggie asked her what the city would do in the event of a National Guard deployment to Boston. Unfortunately, we have seen a little bit of what it would look like if that should come to pass, and that this is federal administration is willing to go beyond the bounds of the constitutional authority and the federal law to try to activate National Guards even when local communities aren't asking for it and don't want it. The mayor said her administration is reviewing the relevant legal history. Well, like I said, the National Guard was already deployed already on the streets of Boston, going back years ago, 2020. All right. So, there's nothing different. All right. It's going to happen. Okay. Martial law will take place in America. All right. That's just prophecy. All right. The uprising to the people, you know, so, all hell is going to be breaking loose. All right. So, President Donald Trump mobilizes the Washington, D.C. National Guard to participate in what he casts as a crackdown on violent crimes in the District of Columbia earlier this month because the national capital is not a state. They were fewer legal handlers for Trump to overcome when he took the step compared to earlier this year when he deployed the California National Guard over the wishes of Governor Galvin Newsom. Newsom then sued the federal government. Trump has also suggested he may soon deploy the Illinois National Guard to Chicago to crack down on crimes there, and recently signed an executive order tasking Secretary of State Pete Hegseth with forming specializing National Guard units trained in responding to threats to the public order in every state. During her Boston Public Radio interview, Wu suggested Trump's entrance in sending various National Guards to the nation's cities might be a provocation aimed at eliciting a violent response to confirm what she called his anti antipathies to urban areas, but also said it could be a simple way for the president to test the boundaries of how much power can be grabbed, how much authority action will be tolerated step by step in this country, you know? Well, it's all about to go down, and this is what we've been prophesying about, all right? I mean, the thing is, there's going to be resistance because ultimately we already know the plan to this devil already. That he wants to institute this new world order and bring in the MOTB, the CHIP. All right, so we already know this devil's plans already, and this is just a step further, in enacting those, because there will be resistance from the people. There will be uprisings from the people. Okay. And this is exactly what's going to go down. And especially, the main targets is you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians. You're the main targets of this whole thing. All right. Just like everything else. It's no different. All right. You're the main targets. You're the target. Okay. All right. They're coming after you. And this is what we've been telling you. All right. For many years. All right. We've been telling you this for many years, but it doesn't register yet. The only time it's going to register is when you actually see it, okay? But by then, it's going to be too late. Oh, let me get a... Whoops. Yeah, let me get a precept here. All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay? So it is even a time of Jacob's trouble. All right, we've been telling you about Jacob's trouble for years. All right, Jacob's trouble is literally on the horizon. Okay? Jacob's trouble is literally on the horizon. All right? All right? They're saying that they're using this to crack down on crime. Who's so-called committing the crimes? You so-called Jakes. You're the target. Okay? So they're going to be coming after you. All right? They're going to be coming after you. Okay? So we've been telling you that, that Esau's going to start raising up against you. And he's already doing it right now. And he's using these legislations to do it. Okay? And it's only going to escalate. All right? We're in that time right now. Okay? But only the election is going to be saved out of it. The elect. All right. The elect is going to be the ones that's going to be purged from this thing. Even though some of us are going to perish or some of us are going to die. But, most of us are going to be shielded from this from this event. to the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. I'm going to get another precept in Daniel's. So it's the book of Daniel's chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never been since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that same time thy people shall be delivered, every one that is shall be written in the book. So that time of troubles is right at hand. All right. The time of Jacob's trouble, great tribulation. All right. So we've been warning. All right. And it's here. Okay. And why are these times happening? Why is this happening? It's because Esau knows that he got but a short time. Okay. Esau knows that he got but a short time. So he's going to do whatever it takes, to initiate his, NWO, so to say. All right, so let's get that in Revelations chapter 12, so to say. So this is Revelations chapter 12, verse 12. And it reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he got but a short time. You see that? For the devil, Esau, Edom, he's going to come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he got but a short time. All right? He know that his time is limited. It's limited. He knows that he doesn't have that much time left. So he's going to do whatever it takes to get this whole thing popping, to get his NWO, his total control, his total dominance, enacted. All right. And that's through that, MOTB, total control. Because now they can monitor you. They could see what you're doing, monitor what you're purchasing, everything. They have total control of everything that you do in your life. You see that? So that's dominance. That's their new world order. But it's going to be disappointed by our Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai when our Lord Yahweh Shai comes back, So they're not going to be able to enjoy it for much longer. All right. But this is what they want to get started. All right. And DJ Trump, he's already setting the mood already. All right. This is the mood that he's setting. So he's already starting to set the mood and get ready for this. All right. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Gonna give all praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kwakadash, Shalom.